He's one of those music artists who's so big, he only needs one name. I'm talking about Drake, who's opening his It's All a Blur tour with a concert in Memphis later this month. You may already know the hip-hop artist considers Memphis his home, but even his biggest fans may not know his last name. It's Graham, by the way, and tonight I'm sitting down with Drake's dad, Dennis Graham. You could say he's the papa of Champagne Papi, and he says it's no accident his son is opening his tour right here in Memphis because despite growing up in Toronto with his mom, Drake spent summers with his dad here, staying at his grandmother's home in Whitehaven. Tonight, Drake's dad opens up about his son and their special bond. I met Drake's dad, Dennis Graham, at a place called The Warehouse, a privately owned entertainment venue on South Front Street, just up the block from the arcade on South Main. He wore a hoodie from his son's OVO clothing line, featuring a grizzly's claw around the trademark owl. One of the first things Dennis will tell you about his son is how much he admires Drake's business instincts.
He's got so much revenue coming in from different ventures that he's gotten into. It's just mind-boggling.
But it is the music that's made Drake the #1 seller of singles and albums than any other artist. More than Elvis, more than the Beatles. Dennis says his son's talent is exceptional because his songs tell stories people can relate to.
Here I am thinking I was going to be the big star, and I didn't quite make it, so vicariously here it is. So
I'll say.
Yeah.
Dennis says at first it was overwhelming when his son became #1 in the world, but he likes to think Drake's years in Memphis influenced his sound. Dennis remembers the summer drives down here from Canada when Drake would want to listen to rap in the car to start, but then it would be Dad's turn.
He'd have a little time to listen to his rap, and I would play Johnny Taylor, Bobby Blue Bland, B.B. King, Al Green, and he listened to it, and he got that soul and blues instilled in him.
Some of Dennis's favorite memories are those summers on Appleville Street, right off Shelby Drive in this house.
I can see him now wrestling out in the yard and wrestling in the den of the house with his cousins.
Even though Dennis lives in L.A. now, he's always with Drake when he comes back to visit family in Memphis. After becoming a household name, there was a time when Drake finally told his dad,
"Every time I go, I gotta take pictures with my family, everybody around, and I get sick of it." So finally, I told him, when he comes, you guys treat him like you did when you were playing in the yard together. Don't ask him for pictures, and money. Money's an issue. Like everybody feels that he owes them something. Like, hey, you're my cousin and you're rich. Can I get $10,000? I'm trying to open this hair salon. Can you put up $250,000 for me to do it? Which is ludicrous.
Still, Dennis says Drake always asks about the next trip home, which Dennis says made Memphis an obvious choice for putting the city first among 28 cities on Drake's upcoming tour. So it's his nod to the upbringing he had here, the memories he's had here. It's his way of acknowledging that.
Right. He tells people, I'm from Memphis. He'll tell you in a second. I'm from Memphis. That's my home.
Now, Dennis would not tell me his age, but we do know Drake is 36, and the two have an unbreakable bond.
Our love is undeniable. I mean, that's my heart. That's my heartbeat.
The bond includes daily phone calls, which are mostly about giving each other a hard time, although the calls can turn serious at times.
Some things that has hurt him when he was dating certain people, and we talked about it, and you just let him know he's got to keep moving. It's not something to let slow you down because it's nothing you can change.
And while Dennis is first to admit he hasn't been a perfect dad, he's proud that with the exception of an occasional public feud with a few rappers, Drake has mostly kept it clean. He's avoided glorifying gun culture in his actions and his songs, and Dennis says that's no accident.
He doesn't have that instilled in him. He wasn't raised like that. That's not like, he's not from the hood, so to speak. Well, he lived in the hood, but he didn't acquire that mentality.
You're being modest here, but it seems like that's where a fatherly influence really has come in.
I have definitely talked with him about that. No, sir, we're not going to take that route.
And now that father-son bond is growing with the addition of 5-year-old grandson, Adonis.
Adonis is my heart. That's my buddy, and he loves Grandpa.
Is that what he calls you?
Grandpa Dennis.
A proud grandpa for sure, in addition to being a proud dad, of course. Dennis says a lot of Drake's fans might not know just what a warm-hearted person he is, that he's very down-to-earth. Sure, fame has changed Drake's life, including needing as many as 12 bodyguards around him at any given time. But having spent an afternoon with Drake's dad, I think it's safe to say where he got those qualities as well.